Looks like we're live. Hello, I am Verde Arbusto. This is the Schumann Resonance Harmonics channel on YouTube and Facebook. Thank you for being here. If it's your first time here, welcome. Like, share, subscribe, please. So we're going to do a video today on the data spikes coming from Cumiana, which is in Italy, northwest Italy, which you can see over here on the chart. That's where this station getting these results is from. This is why I put this up there. Okay. My stated clear intention in doing this video is to correlate the recent peaks happening at the spectrogram of Cumiana with the earthquake activity that's happening. Oh, wrong one, actually. This one over here should be on. All right. So I was twirling on my monitor, not on the screen over here. Sorry. So I'm going to be correlating the what do you call it? These spikes, these data spikes, with happening here. That's their antenna, which you can barely see. I should have blew that up. All right, sorry. That's their that's where their station is, and you see this is Italy here, and that's where. Show you. So this right here. Sorry. So this area right here got hit with an earthquake here. And this right here is where the station is. Okay. So I'm going to be correlating the earthquakes with the spikes. All right. I see a little bit of my hair over there. It drives me crazy. It's just a little fringe on the outside. There we go. All right. Thank you for being with me on that. And I have a new, I'll show you if I can. See, down here is my, this is my recording studio. So this is my new mic setup. All right. I'm trying to keep this on my videos on point. So this is going to be just me talking about. So, and thank you for those who've supported me in this to allow me to get this equipment. I mean, that's just a thank you to my supporters right there. When I do that is, there's a few of you who like the behind the scenes, kind of thing. And so that's a behind the scenes shot from me to you. Thank you. All right. So, that's our conscious stated intention in doing this, this video, is that we are going to correlate the data spikes with activity on the Schumann, on the Schumann resonance graph. Okay. Before I go into the actual material, I wanted to address something. Okay. So up here on the screen is the 5th. All right. So this was the day that I had finished this, and I posted it on Facebook. Okay. And I think I made the post on the YouTube. Like, actually, I think I did that yesterday. May have been. So that was on the 7th that this got up. So I work to be diligent in these things as they come up, and I work to be timely to get them out to you so that you can get them in real time. However, there's a lot of moving parts to this, and I don't always get to post videos on stuff in a timely manner. That said, while it does bother me to be just kind of in while I'm posting relative to me doing this project. All right, it kind of, I don't know if bothering is the right word, but it is a a thing that I address with my higher power of kind of helping me be there on the crest of when things are happening to give you an update of things as they're happening. Like Dutch does like a real time. People do real time. That ability is here, and so I do live streams and that kind of thing. So in general, I'm addressing two things. One, staying on topic, and I realize I'm not on topic here necessarily. This is part of my introduction. I do like a little introduction before the main event. I'll coordinate the time that the content starts in the description. Thank you for being here. Um, so, regarding being out more timely, like having this video done on the 5th when it was happening, as other people have. All right. I serve a little different purpose here than how do I say this? My content is always about the Schumann resonance, and so regardless of whatever it is, I will cover it at some point. And I work to I work to be on top of things in a timely manner. However, real life intervenes. I have a lot going on. I also have another job I do. I don't. The live stream is 5 hours. I stay updated on that. I go click. If you've been there, you've seen me. So a lot of the live stream I do is a real time update. But it's 5 hours. You got to sit through it. I realize that can be a little, daunting. So the difference of what I do is that I provide an analysis of the video, of the real-time streaming. And these videos that I do are more of an analysis of what's happening. I give you a technical analysis of what you're looking at. So a lot of people are in this on the Ascension train, which is fine, right? But I'm not giving you these spikes as if, well, this is what you should be feeling now and the reason why. That's what, if you'll pardon me, like a lot of the ascension seekers, what their deal is they come here or they go over to the Facebook and they're looking for the readings that validate their feelings. And I'm not against that in principle. I'm not against that in theory. That's fine. However, you can't get mad at the machine for telling you something that goes against how you feel, how you have internally, how do I say this, processed and percepted. A perception is processing your sensory data. Okay? Now, your eyes can't see the Schumann resonances, so yes, you can and can't, you can and can't, you get funny things that happen in your eyes because of the electromagnetics around you, which may or may not be Schumann resonances, okay? And then you say, oh, you want to validate and verify it. There is no way to validate or verify a lot of these symptoms except through the spikes in the Schumann resonance. And they may or may not be, that's where the whole swamp of this is, the trickiness of this is that what you see on the chart and on the graph, that technically speaking, may not be what your particular symptoms are. Now, if it's coming from the sun, yeah, it's related. However, what you're feeling, you would potentially feel from the earthquake waves, pressure waves of the earthquake, is going to be different than the more mundane of the common ascension symptoms that are in itself a complexity enough to wrap your head around. That to separate the two kind of takes an expert technician, right? It's like, it's not that there's not a correlation. The sun, right? I grant you that. The sun causes earthquakes. And that's part of what this kind of this lesson is about. That I don't dabble in your belief and the symptoms related to your belief and how that it is woven into the Schumann resonance. I don't deal with belief. I don't talk about belief because we all have a belief. Yet, how much of your belief is based on the printout from one of these machines? I don't know. Ask yourself that, right? It's fine that you have these ascension symptoms, which are phantom. I put that in the tags on the Facebook, and I don't think I deal with it too much over here, but the tags of the so-called ascension symptoms, which are the phantom, right? There's no physiological body-based cause for why your ears should be ringing. You don't have a tinnitus, right? This is one example, okay? That we talk about the ascension symptoms and whatever, So part of it is a discussion of this as an actual thing. All right, that's what I do here, we do here, I'm fine with that. Yet, with that, the offset, the balance to that, the offset is not everything you're feeling can be verified by what's happening on the Schumann printout in either Italy or Russia. Okay, it's important to know that your results may vary. So part of my job, as unseemly as it may seem, is to hopefully wean people off of the dependence of technology and the reading you're getting from that. It's fine that your belief is fine. Whatever, you're holding on as the ascension, like that's not what I'm here in the channel, well, officially any of my spaces publicly, that I'm in charge of, is that I don't step in the belief. I have my own belief. God is, I have a higher power. I have a God. I have a, it's not that belief is not valid. There's a power alone in belief. And I'm fine with your belief being whatever it is, right? But that doesn't need to depend on the charts, especially if the chart is giving you a reading which is off from how you feel, right? As I always say, check the local conditions first. But that works in two ways. Right? One, know your own local condition. The barometric pressure of where you are is going to have a greater effect than how the reading at the site in Russia. Right? Okay, first and foremost. And the other thing is, what are the conditions in, Russia, of where the site is? Is it windy there? Like that's part of it. What kind of weather? Did they have a power outage there? Did the janitor kick the plug out of the machine while he was, waxing the floor? He never comes in there. He did that day. Yeah, I don't know. But that's part of one of the things that we here, me and my guides, deal with, is to separate the belief from what is, actually going on with the machines. It's like the belief is not the problem. I'm not interested in changing or challenging anyone's belief. Okay, just so that is stated. So the reason why I come in late on some of these is because I have to ask for guidance on this, and I meditate on a lot of these. Most of them I have to meditate on, and I look at them and I study them, and so it's because I give an in-depth analysis that you would expect them to be a little bit later coming in. But my analysis of what you're looking at is significantly different from pretty much anyone that I've seen. Anyone that's doing these on a regular basis, people that talk about the Schumann, uh, you know, the resonances, yeah, mine's significantly different. You just need to watch a few to see. And they're long-winded. I apologize for that. And, but when I get rolling on the topic, I get rolling. And so hopefully I don't get sidetracked too badly when I get rolling on the topic. All right. So I'm just doing this is a video on this topic, and then eventually, yes, I will be doing a live stream on this, maybe tonight-ish, depending on when you're viewing this. So, all right. So, all right. So I have given you the. This is from the USGS. All right. So all right. So you can just barely see the antenna there. All right. You can just barely see the antenna there, but that's just basically a wire that they're using. Okay. This is this is the station where they are at. Okay. So I'm going to pause this and then. Oh, all right, hold on, maybe not. The next, yeah. So, all right. So here, okay. So before I pause it and change the scenery, the backdrop, um, change my wallpaper. Where? All right, there we go. All right. So, one of the things is I've been having the last discussion that I had, the last lesson I had was about the color, identifying the color on the Schumann spectrums. Okay. So what I had made mention of there was that it's local, um, depending on how the engineers have it set up, the colors mean different things. So it's important to note that, how do I say this? You have to know what they're measuring, right? I mean, you got to partially you need to know what kind of antenna they're using. All right, how are you? Okay, filter. There's a filtering involved. There's a processing of the signal. That's really important. You have to realize that. I've done a lot of videos that show you the filters and all the um, frequency adjusting, filtering that they have to do depending on the signal that they're looking for. Okay, so with the Schumann resonances, you have the amplitude, and then you have the quality. Okay, that's our two directions. So you have the amplitude is the height, that's electric, and then the that's vertical, and then the horizontal is the magnetics, which are quality. Okay, so you're seeing here, and you're seeing here, these harmonics here. These are our resonant harmonics. This is the magnetic portion here. Right? This right here is the amplitude portion. Okay. Now, I have given the analysis in the past of like hitting a bell. Okay. if you've watched the Leonard Bernstein video on the harmonics series. I know at least Bradley has. I know there's a few people who have. He talks about the harmonics, plucking a string, hitting a tube, steel tube, something that makes vibratory resonance creates these harmonics. Okay, that's what we're looking at, is the cause and effect. Okay, so you have the stations, the two different stations there, the ones in Tomsk in Russia, and then this one here in Italy, that are measuring for different reasons. They're measuring for different things. Okay, so this one here that we have in front of us that we're looking at is the one in Italy. They are part of the Central Italy electromagnetic network. And I have literature on them in just a minute. Okay, so, all right. Okay, so this represents the vertical component, the electric component. All right, so the station in Italy is looking for earthquakes, basically. So that's what they're designed to do. And you see the different charts here, right? They're looking for, theirs goes up to 105, right? The Italian model goes up to 105 hertz. That's vertical frequency. Okay. There are two frequencies. One is the vertical, the electric frequency, and then there's the other, the horizontal frequency. Okay. The vertical frequency waves up like that, okay, which is hard to wrap your head around. It's in time. It's a time function. It's beyond time. You only see it as this way, repeatedly this way, okay. So that's its vertical oscillation, is repeated spikes, as they come in. Right? They're delivered throughout time, but they're essentially they're oscillating that way, right? They're a plasma. These are the amplitude spikes coming in this way are like I said, they're a frequency moving vertically, which is a velocity. Okay, straight line, bam. It's just instant. It moves within time. Okay, so that's what these are. It is a strike that has moved within time, within a second, but there's multiple of them because it is coming in through time, the meter of time here that they're using, the scale of time, 1 second. All right. So as those are, coming in this way, those are, as described, like ringing of the bell. Okay. Now, when you're seeing the spike of this here going up in frequency, all right? All right. That is not a hertz rating, which is cycles per second. Okay. The wave is a cycle per second. That's the horizontal frequency. The vertical frequency is measured on the decibel scale, which is here. Okay. And then you see the coloring, which is this right here. All right. So this spike right here, that right there, equals that. Right. You see what that is? It's negative 100 decibels. decibels, and then this here is 50. So at, somewhere around there is like 75, and so that's, this magic number is at, you know, sorry. All right, so you can see at the negative 50 decibel mark is where you start getting into the reading for that. Right? So the red is showing you the decibel scale and not the frequency scale. The decibel scale is not measuring a frequency, which the cycles per second. Okay, so this is showing you the strength. That's what the power is. It's the strength of the electric quality of what's happening there. All right, now why is the reading here so much different than Tomsk, which is in Russia? Is it because Tomsk is doing something wrong? Because Tomsk is blase blase? No. It's because they're not measuring the same scale that uh, that the Italians are. They're not measuring the high end, because that's not what the Russian station is looking for. They're not looking for the signatures that accompany earthquakes. All right. And so I think in future videos I will be doing more about earthquakes and how they are propagated through low pressure waves and how those affect the Schumann. All right. So that's a discussion in itself. Like, that's the part B of this, I guess. The advanced class is how earthquakes affect the Schumann resonances. But the low pressure waves are seen before the Schumann resonance. The low frequency pressure waves are seen on the Schumann resonances graphs before they they happen, basically. There's a signature on the Schumann resonance graphs that precedes earthquake activity. Okay. Or I should say comes with it, right? So it's all right. So I wanted to point out the decibel scale. This is what you're looking at, is the decibels at this frequency. Okay, it's important to recognize it's not just it's not just that it's at that frequency where you look at, oh, peaked at 200. It's not just at that frequency. There's a whole bunch of frequencies that it's also at as well. And if you can wrap your head around that, like here, all of this, like you say, oh, it's up to 12,000. Well, yeah, but that's also a streak at 11,000, 10,000, 9,000, 8,000, 7,000, 6,000. Right? It's not just at that resonant frequency. It doesn't stay at the resonant frequency, which is hertz, for very long. It moves through it quickly, but there's a how do I say that? There's a attachment, if you will, as it goes through layers. Right? It's the electrons going through layers. So it's in actual life, real life, as the electrons come through and they attach into the atmosphere, like those get sent off as current, and that's eventually what you feel, right? That the effects of the ringing, like this, I've used the description of ringing of the bell, and you have to ask yourself, well, if this is the ringing of it, I can't discount this as being part of the Schumann resonances, even though these are amplitude spikes. They are part of, their earthquake. They're part of the whole overall picture of changes that are occurring. Okay, but this is not the same. This measurement here is not the same measurement that Tomsk gives you, because they're looking for a different range of activity. They're looking for a different range of what do you call it? Different range of waves of, I want to call it behavior, but you won't get that. So the two of them are measuring different ranges of earth frequencies, earthbound frequencies, pressure waves, as in Italy. And the one that Russia is measuring is just the Schumann resonances for the sake of the Schumann resonances, and not for earthquake detection. So their equipment is set up at Tomsk differently than it would be here in Italy. All right. So this is supposed to be this was intended to be a quick video, relatively quick. So assuming there was a 10-minute introduction on this, I'm not doing too badly. All right, so this was the first kind of one in what's going to be a series here. So I will be talking more about earthquake detection and all of that in the next upcoming video and all of that. Earthquake detection, VLF, how it relates to, the Schumann resonance, how earthquakes relate to the Schumann resonance, and this kind of thing. All right, so thank you all very much for being here. I appreciate all the love and support. Thank you very much. Like, share, subscribe, and please watch this video again. If you didn't get it the first time, watch again. Leave comments. I reply to most of the comments. If you ask a question, I'll definitely reply to it. So, on that cheery note, thank you all for being here, and I appreciate everyone for being here with me. And I will see you in the live stream or the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.